finest who lost. I'm tryna turn on they lights. They let her walk in the dark. I keep it a buck like I'm Giannis. I'm tryna be honest. The lessons I'm learning, you can't get in college. They get in the street cause they can't get in college. That's why I'm like, hold up, I give you the knowledge. I hit 55, pull up to the city side. That's the tricky side where they let the blicky fly. I'm surround me tryna get me tied up. Ain't no turning down cause the boy fired up. Sheesh. Hold up, wait, 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 hold up, wait. Walking in the spirit, you know it get tricky.
Welcome back to another episode of Lone Star College Football. Today, we've got the Texas versus Baylor pregame show. Me and Logan have been doing this podcast all season long. Looking forward to this week. This year, a couple things have happened where I've been rooting for Baylor, which is a first for me. Logan's been kind of rooting for Texas, which is a first for him. And this week, we get to let it fly. Well, no, you have. This week, though, we get to let it fly. And say, you know what, Logan? I've been rooting for the Bears all season, but be honest with you, Baylor sucks. It is what it is. Before we get into all this, though, you gotta make sure and like the video and subscribe to the channel. We are on our path to 100 subscribers, and we're almost there. Follow us on TikTok as well at LoneStar_CFB. Logan, I'm gonna let you open up this. I'm gonna let the loser start and tell us what you think about the game first.
Wait a minute. You said who started it?
I'm gonna let you start talking about the game first. You know, the losing team. Go ahead.
Oh wait. Let me go ahead and if we're doing that. Anyways, guys, no. Oh man. This game, I was looking forward to this one at the beginning of the year. I thought our records were gonna be different for sure. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a second. No, we didn't play this one out that much as far as color coordinating, but it's fun.
Yeah.
No,
the
but
spread is opening up at right now. It's Texas 8.5. What do you think about that?
No,
Is that disrespectful?
I don't think so. To be honest, I think it's a good number. If I'm looking at it as far as like an unbiased opinion, but for being a Baylor fan, yeah, that is just plain out retarded. No, it's not gonna go that way, man. It's gonna be we're gonna murder you in DK yard. That's all I got to say.
I will say
we're playing better than Bama. That's all I got to say.
The sportsbook does also seem to think it's going to be a lower scoring game with the over-under currently at 56. Usually, I would have expected to see a game like this probably like 66. So, I think 8.5 is kind of disrespectful. I think 8.5 is disrespectful. I think Texas will win this game. Honestly, I really do. But to say we're going to win by 9, I don't think that. I don't think we win by 9 or more.
You've been talking that hot fire this week. Wait a minute.
Because we can. Hang on. It depends on which Texas team shows up. It don't depend on which Baylor team shows up. It don't matter. Baylor's garbage. Through and through, garbage. Just looking at y'all's record. Your absolute best game this year. Honestly, full complete game. Like, I'm tempted to say Texas Tech, but I think that Texas Tech also just played a part in sucking really bad that week.
Oh, yeah, Tech also always sucks.
They threw 5 interceptions.
No.
I would honestly say y'all's probably best overall game, like through and through, is probably Iowa State.
That first Big 12 game of the year.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good game through and through. Kansas was pretty good, except y'all got outscored 20-7 against Kansas in the second half. So even then, that's a tough one. I mean, I would say Oklahoma, but Dylan Gabriel kind of tossed 3 picks y'all's way. So, actually, I would say last week was y'all's best game through and through, except for the last 2 drives of the game.
Yeah,
Kinda
that one was tough.
choked
I was,
there.
I was so mad, man. I was so mad at the end of the game. But yeah, I mean, we haven't been able to play complimentary football like we were last year. I think our defense is starting to suffer from our offense stuttering because our defense, like in the TCU game, our defense played really well in the first 3 quarters
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure, and our offense was just seemed like they were struggling. Like we were running the ball really good, but the passing game was not there. Blake Shapen wasn't making the right reads at
Well,
times. I don't.
Shapen 21 of 30 for 270 yards. That's not a bad stat line. That's good enough. That's GEF, good enough football. I mean, and Squirrel kind of popped off, 19 for 112. Richard Reese had 10 for 56. Quaylon Jones 5 for 30. 3 touchdowns on the ground.
No,
I
our
mean,
running game was
it really was.
really good.
It really was Dave Aranda the last 2 drives. That's what I would say would be the losing factor of that game. You don't think so?
I don't know who to put the blame on because I feel like it could either be Dave if Dave's telling him what to run, that or it's Jeff Grimes because like
It's true. Grimes is your OC. I always forget sometimes now, like now that I'm so used to having our head coach be the offensive play caller, because Tom Herman called a lot of plays too.
yeah
I forget that it's not always the head coach that calls plays. I forget that a
yeah
lot.
I don't know how much power Jeff Grimes has as far as what plays he runs. I know that
Probably
he
a
was.
lot. Isn't
I mean,
isn't
he
Dave
was
Aranda a defensive
yeah
minded coach at
yeah
LSU?
yeah yeah.
So
And Jeff
Grimes
Grimes was
probably has
a
a lot.
coach at Auburn whenever Auburn was good there for a little bit, not much anymore, but um I don't know. There's some play calls like throughout the season. It's just like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Why? And it could just be the execution on our part. I mean, our guys are playing fast and they're playing hard. It's just the execution isn't always there, and that's what kills our offense. Our defense, we're young secondary. Last week we had 2 major blown coverages. One of them went for 77 yards, not a touchdown, but still a 77-yard completion. When I'm pretty sure it was third and manageable. It was probably like 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, and they just lob one up and it's gone 77 yards. What are you looking for?
Sometimes ESPN is on something. I'm trying to look at the rushing yards between Richard Reese and Bijan. And when I click on Texas, you want to know who it says the running back for Texas is right now? Maurice Jones-Drew. And I don't know why. I don't know how to fix it. But
Interesting.
but Richard Reese right now is at 75 carries for, was it like 900 yards? Bijan's at 229 carries for 1,400 yards and 16 touchdowns. And the reason I'm focusing in on those two is because we've seen something kind of interesting at Texas and Baylor the last 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks for Baylor. At Texas, we saw 3 weeks ago, we played Kansas State. Bijan had 209 yards. And then the next week we play TCU. Bijan has 29 yards. And then the next week we play Kansas, and Bijan has 243 yards. So Bijan in the last 3 weeks is like 500 yards. But with Richard Reese, it was like he was y'all's number 1 back, and then he gets the flu, and Squirrel comes in. And don't get me wrong, I think Squirrel is crazy talent. Like, it's actually kind of impressive how Baylor has had back-to-back years now with having a pretty good 1-2. Honestly, right now, 1-2-3 punch.
Yeah, Quaylen's pretty strong.
And
He's really good
and
there. He's
you
a
got
big
Monterey
body.
Baldwin that when he does get the ball to the backfield, he can be pretty productive as well. So
Yeah.
my question is, in this game, Blake, Quinn, Blake is playing better than Quinn. Both quarterbacks seem to be kind of struggling as far as their completion percentage. And I would say, pull up Blake's stats.
I think
He's got a 66. He's doing better. Interceptions, 9 interceptions for Blake. Quinn has 6. And so both have 14 touchdowns. Like when you look at these offensive, as far as the quarterbacks are going, neither one of these guys are having a stellar season.
No, no.
And so it really has to be between the running back rooms. And when you look at the room as a whole, we have 404 carries, 2,187 yards, 23 touchdowns. Baylor, we're at 404. Y'all are at 470. But y'all only have like 100 yards more than us, but you've got 11 more touchdowns. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a run heavy game. It's going to be a short game, I think.
It's going to be a short game. To be honest, this can either go one or it can go.
Maybe that's why the over-under is 56. It's going to be a short game. Maybe
I feel like it's going to go one way or the other. All right, hear me out.
Texas wins by a lot or Texas wins by a little.
No.
Those are the two options.
No. The one of them is right. But if y'all finally figure out how to throw the ball, finally, which I doubt is going to happen,
it's not.
Y'all can murder us. Y'all could murder us. Good. But
will.
No.
Keep going on. Keep going.
It could be just comes down to time of possession. Which, if it's gonna be an all rushing game, which it very well could be, I like Baylor in this one. Like, I think that y'all can come out there and make the explosive throws that y'all need to, like TCU did. But I like our time of possession battles. We've been killing time of possession the past 3 weeks. It's only helped us in one of those games, unfortunately. But I don't know. I feel like we could go in there and y'all still have Big 12 hopes. Like, Kansas needs to beat Kansas State. Y'all need to beat us. We almost played spoiler to TCU going to the playoff because everybody knows if TCU would have lost that game, they were out of the playoffs, gone. If they lose any game, these next 2 games that they have before the playoff, they're gone. That's that's just how the committee is with Big 12 teams, and we've seen that in the past, except for Oklahoma. And Oklahoma's garbage. Sorry, Jason, but
what time is it? It's 10:09 and OU sucks.
I think my watch is messed up.
This week is Baylor week, but every week is OU sucks. So.
But I don't know, man. I'm really frustrated the past couple weeks because Richard Reese has got the ball 4 times, 9 times, 10 times. Why? Why?
Because Squirrel's playing good.
Yeah, but this is a
I don't know, man. I think it's
averaging
that's
5.2.
That's where I am. But Squirrel's a junior. If you don't feed him, he's out. He's transferring. And so it's like, do you keep your 1-2 punch or do you let Squirrel? Quaylen's a junior too. Honestly, transfer watch, y'all are losing Quaylen or Squirrel. You're losing one of them. If I was y'all, as much as I like Squirrel, it seems like Quaylen Jones is a better power back.
Yeah, he is a power back.
242. Yeah, he weighs 80 pounds more. I would rather Squirrel transfer, let Richard Reese be your speedy back, and let Quaylen come in and be the power back. But you're gonna lose one of them, and it looks like the way Dave is kind of divvying up carries. It looks like he's trying to keep all 3. And I don't blame him. Not very many rosters can pull off having depth at running back like that.
Well,
like having 3. Yeah, like I said, not very many programs. To be fair, Texas does it in such a weird. Like y'all have depth. Y'all have a 1, 2, 3. Somehow Texas is able to maintain a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we still have 2 recruit. We have a 5-star and a high 4-star in next year's class. So I don't know how we're able to do it, but honestly,
how do you
you're right. So I'm looking at the time of possession stuff, and you're right. Baylor does actually have a plus time of possession. If a game was right down the middle, it'd be 30 minutes and 30 minutes. Y'all are actually averaging 32 minutes and like 28 seconds. So your time of possession is positive. Ours is actually negative at like averaging at 27 minutes. So technically, you're right. Y'all are able to shorten games with time of possession. I will also say y'all's turnover right now, turnover margin 0. Ours is +2.
I'm very surprised it's at 0. I haven't looked at it this year.
Yeah, y'all's is at 0. Ours is +2, which is good, right? You want it to be plus, or do you want it
Yes,
to be
yeah.
minus?
You want it to be plus. We finished +12 last year, if that tells you any
Golly.
difference.
So y'all's defense is terrible compared to last year. And I
Our
think that's let me look at y'all. Go back to this. Y'all's offensive points per game is 34, but y'all are giving up 25. Our offensive points per game is 35. We're giving up 20. Here's what I'll say. Texas has played the number 1 and the number 2 scoring offense in the Big 12 in back-to-back weeks. We held TCU at 17, and they're averaging like 45 points a game. We held Kansas to 14, and they were averaging like 40 points a game. Right now, our defense is playing. Honestly, this might be the most complete defense that I've ever seen Texas play since I've been fully watching. I can't tell you a season in which we've held 4 opponents, at least 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, not including. Okay, we'll include them. UTSA and UL Monroe. We've held 6 opponents, half of our opponents under 20 points. And we let Iowa State score 21. So I've never seen 7 opponents under 21 points in one season under Texas. We just don't do that. And so I personally think, honestly, 8.5 might be a good spread. If our defense plays like that, I don't see any reason why we don't win by 10 or more. I don't see how I can trust our defense to do it. I don't. Like, it's one of those things. I know we've done it multiple times, but as a Longhorn fan, there's this never-ending PTSD that's like, no, Christian, don't believe it. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. If we hold y'all under 20, I think we win. I think Texas needs to score. If you tell me right now how many points Texas scores, and I can say whether I think we win or lose, if you told me 31, I think we win for sure. If you told me 24, I don't know if that's enough. But at 31 points, I would say, yes, I think Texas wins.
That makes sense.
How do you feel?
As far as score-wise, see, this is weird to me because it's like it could either go one way, like I said earlier, or you can go this way. I wanted to go this way. This is the way I wanted to go. I wanted to come down to time of possession. I want us to be able to finish the dang game and run out of clock. Just get a first down.
Yeah.
That's what I want, right? And what's probably more realistic is over here. We get probably like 30-pieced if y'all can finally figure out how to throw the ball, and see if our linebackers want to make a tackle, an open field tackle, which they're not the best at in the Big 12. Now, if we can stop the run in the backfield, that's great. That's what I would love to see. I highly doubt we hold Bijan to, 35 like we did last year?
Yeah, something like that. It was low.
I doubt we do that again. Like, to be honest, I kind of forgot that we did that until just now.
It's kind of one of those things where when I'm looking at team stats, there's only been one team hold us under our average for rushing, and that was TCU. Y'all on average, your defense gives up 131 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's hard because I think about Bijan. It's kind of like how you would if we're talking about Richard Reese right now, you're like, oh, I could easily see him getting 100 yards because he's done it multiple times.
He doesn't get the carries.
Well, you're right. Yeah, if it was like the first If it was like week 3 through 7 or 8, I'd be like, yeah, Richard Reese can do that. He gets the ball a lot. It's like when you think about Bijan, in my mind, I've got Bijan as, hey, that dude's a dog.
For real.
He's Doug Walker material. He should be in New York for Heisman contention. And I think about the weeks, like I said, he's got over almost 500 yards in the last 3 weeks. But then I'm also like, okay, but if Dave Aranda, he's not an idiot. He knows who we have at running back. You think he's not spending all week game planning on how to stop Bijan? You think he didn't watch the TCU game and say, hey, we take this number 5 out the game? Texas's offense is not very good. Like, I know he knows that. And so it's like, all right, Dave. Dave versus Steve. Honestly, this isn't even player. This is coaching. And it's hard because at the beginning of the season, if I said this comes down to coaching, I would give Baylor such an edge. But then I've watched Baylor's season, and y'all are 6-5, and now this is year 3. And it's like, okay, when you go from 2-10 to 12-2 and 1-2, you're like, oh, that coaching staff is on point. But then when year 3 goes from 12-2 to y'all might be 6-6. But even if it's 7-5, you don't look at that and say, oh, coaching is still good.
No,
even if you win a bowl game and go 8-5, you don't.
I look at it as the talent we lost last year is what we are missing this year. Especially on the defensive end. I think offensively, we're starting to get to where we're running our RVO, which is run violent offense. I think our offense is starting to click as far as the run game. The pass game is garbage. And
I think the biggest piece y'all lost was Tyquan Thornton.
I mean, yeah, I'd love to have him back.
Like defensively, Terrell Bernard was good,
and Jalen Petrie was crazy. The thing is that we don't have that leadership like we had last year, coming from Terrell Bernard and Jalen Petrie, the 5th-year guys that have been there, know the scheme and everything else. And even our corners that we lost, Raleigh Tejada, I don't know. It's hard to put it on the coaches because of the talent that we lost. I think we lost 6. It was either 6 or 8 to the draft last year, and that's not including R.J. Sneed, which would have been our number 1 receiving target this year, to transfer to Colorado. And how's that turned out for him this year? It's I don't know. Yeah. I don't know who to put this one on. But anyways, score prediction for me.
Ooh.
I'm gonna touch that number that you said, and I'm gonna put it 31-28.
Baylor.
That's the tough one. That's the tough question. I think it's gonna be a scoring game like that, but give me Baylor. Give me Baylor. I think we're pissed off enough from TCU. Give me Baylor. I'm going with that one.
For anybody who made it this far, I do want to point out, Logan is a very loyal fan. He has not picked against Baylor all season. I want to be 6-6. So hey, when y'all lose, just know you went 500 picking Baylor this year.
Hey, so, if it hurts my picks, it hurts my picks, but I'm still winning, so it's good.
So my prediction is going to be 34-27 Texas. And part of why I feel pretty confident on that, Baylor's that's a flag.
I was waiting for you to do that.
Baylor's playing this game with nothing on the line.
Nope.
Texas is playing this game on Friday, and the game that we need Kansas to beat Kansas State is on Saturday. And so Texas is going to go
Friday. Oh my.
Yeah. Texas is going into this game saying if we handle business, then we just need Kansas to beat K-State. If it was reversed and Kansas and K-State played first and K-State beats Kansas, and then on Saturday we play and if neither one of our teams is playing for anything, I think that changes it. But this is going to be a Texas
murder y'all in that case.
Probably. But this is not that case. This is a case where Texas is going into this game saying if we handle business, we have a chance. And so
See,
I
I
think
think that's
Sark is
what's
going to be
end
able
up
to get
hurting
these guys
y'all.
prepared.
I think that
You
could
think
hurt
so?
y'all though potentially. I mean, it almost hurt TCU because TCU's been having to been like, all right, we win or we're out, basically. Tennessee kind of
Yeah,
helped
but
them with that, but I feel like if Baylor
I don't think
comes
that's
out
what
and
hurt him.
wins
I
this
just don't think
game,
TCU is that good.
true. I don't either.
I
I've been
just think
saying they
they're.
are.
I think that they're getting extremely lucky in a lot of games. Hurt like injuries are really helping them. Other teams getting hurt is really helping them.
Hmm.
They're gonna if they make the
And
playoffs, they'll get blown out.
oh yeah, for sure, they're out of there.
But we're not
But
talking about that. My
but
prediction: Texas 34, Baylor 0. 27. Could be 0. We can do it. Baylor kind of sucks.
K State almost did it. They were about this
Almost.
close. But it's the same
K-State
week,
didn't
y'all.
beat
Y'all
K-State.
didn't y'all lose TCU by 7?
Mm-hmm.
What a
Yeah.
loser!
But we beat
And your
K-State
offense
by
didn't
7.
score. But your offense didn't
We beat,
score. That
but our defense did score. Y'all's didn't score at all. And
it
we
was the
beat
same week.
K-State.
Okay, it was the same week. You
Beat
know why that happened? Because you
beat
picked the
West
same
Virginia.
dang game as me. You picked the same teams to cover the spread that week, and it screwed me.
We beat Oklahoma by a lot more than y'all did.
Yeah, but they didn't have a quarterback when y'all played them, and it was
We only
in the state of
you
Texas.
can't really don't play defense, Logan. We lost to Oklahoma State by 7. Y'all lost by 11. I mean, hey, it is.
Y'all lost to Texas Tech. We actually figured out how to beat them.
We lost to Bama by 1. So shut up.
We
Y'all put
lost
Bama.
to
Y'all
we
get
lost
Bama
the
in
number
the
4
game
ranked
by 30.
TCU. What's Bama ranked?
They were number 1 when we played them.
Oh yeah, what week 2?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What were y'all ranked when y'all played them?
Hey, what are y'all ranked right now? Shut up. Dude, this is fun. I love this week. It's kind of one of those things. Baylor got the best of Texas last year. Texas blew a second half lead. So I've had to listen to this joker
Y'all did that all last year.
all year long. I've had to listen to Logan. And so I hope we absolutely destroy Baylor. And he's
Too
going to have
bad
to
you
eat crow.
won't.
He's going to have to eat crow
Yeah.
for a month after
Yeah, well.
month after month. With that being said, guys, if y'all made it this far, we really do appreciate y'all. We are gonna go ahead and boom. Wait, that's the wrong color. Boom. We're gonna change this color to still the wrong color.
Go Aggies.
Ugh.
I like that maroon you picked.
We're gonna change this color to a nice burnt orange because the Longhorns are gonna absolutely rout Baylor Bears. So if y'all made it this far, please like the video, subscribe to the channel here, as well as on TikTok. We are on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook at LoneStar_CFB. Appreciate y'all riding with us. Welcome. Bears up.